I think there's one show where they even gave the dog a motherfucking $1 and then he ran off and he sits like this. Where's the fucking remote? Because now it's like, I wasn't sold this. But when I said he's fighting against nature, because it's nature to be a woman. Nature. So
what would he rather be doing?
By himself, doing whatever he wants to do.
By himself?
Yeah.
Then how are we going to procreate and keep the world going?
Well, okay.
Random?
I'll backtrack on by himself. Maybe that wouldn't.
Why would I want to be by himself? That just
not by.
So
it ain't good to marry myself anyway. No, I don't. Okay, not by himself, but he wants more of his time, more me time. That's connected to what he was sold.
So repeat again, what is he sold and when is he sold it? Like what age?
He sold on making money, doing it for himself, driving his cars around fast, playing his video game, whatever he wants to do. He sold on being a boy to a man, the things that boys like, the things that we grew up that we're into, sports, cars, whatever it may be. That's what we're sold. Did I mention female or family in any of that? See, that's the catch. Nature tells you, and yes, we do want a woman, and yes, we'd like to have a seed that follows, yes, but it's two different things. But now, object is to be successful enough where you can just put the two together and live happily afterwards. Is everyone able to do that? No, the guy comes in from working, sits his fucking ass down, his feet hurt, his back hurts, and he just passes out his check, and now the only thing he got left to do is say, where's the fucking remote?
And so there's just no way for a woman to even compete with
and then
him not really even wanting to be there. Him not even really wanting to be there. He doesn't even want her.
It's not his fault though, because it's not what he was sold.
That at some point, I can't imagine every man is like, okay, this is not what I'm told.
Remember we weren't going to say every, because we always know there's an exception.
Okay, well, whatever.
Generalizing. We're speaking of the vast majority and what we're told, and so.
I just don't. I feel like there's some men start to itch and say, I need to get married and have a wife and have kids.
What man? Unless he was told that. And he's the exception.
Because they probably just start to feel empty somewhere.
Okay.
In their life. There's a little something missing. And if the wife and the kids and the dog and the picket fence and the house is a little
I think you're misunderstanding me. I didn't say that what he's been sold tells him to grow old, alone, and die.
I know.
I already pointed it out. I said
But what age do you think that somebody feels like they want to not wake up alone?
I don't know. That's a good question because I'm sure it varies. But I mean, I would think you'd have to be grown when your mind starts to mature and then you start prioritizing life. When you reach that level of mentality, where you're like, what matters in life. I think that's when you start looking at life and seeing you're missing something and how do I put these things together. You want a family then, right? I don't know if there's an age. I think it's a mentality. So as you mature in life, also physically, on the physical side, it helps that you're able to support, right? I mean, and that don't always be the case because a lot of people want a family, a lot of young men who are not even able to support, hence the broken families. But I don't know. I mean, you want to be grown. Where does the mind develop? What age is it? Is it in the 30s? They say the 30s is when you're really considered. I guess I'd have to look and see who they is because government society says 18 and we know 18 ain't it. We know 20 ain't it. They say the mind fully developed is in the 30s is what they say. They say it's in the 30s. 20-something-year-old, they still young-minded. And these older women be chasing these 20-year-old men, these cougars, and they know they're boys mentally. They know it. That's why they control them. A young man would be a man would be in his 30s, his mid-30s, I believe.
So
I'd say probably in his 30s. Until then, you're running around. Your hormones, you're running around. You're young. You're running around,
But think about the woman.
We
start to have difficulties having children at 30. So we just cannot. 30? Yeah.
I thought it was later than that.
Good reproductive years kind of stop at 30. Where you don't have the complications and stuff.
I didn't know that.
And so we can't wait. I know men can go until they're 100, I'm sure, but
no, they can't.
We can't wait for that.
Women can go longer, naturally.
No.
But what are we talking about?
I'm saying that we can't.
Or
no.
Family.
Being able to build a family.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can't just grow old and keep having babies, right?
No.
So right, and that's a complicated thing. You're right, and so that's an issue because
It's
then
big.
the man, if he loves the woman, he has that baby. He may not wanted to have it, but she's kind of in a way forced him, compelled him to do something he didn't really want to do at such an early age. But then, if he understands,
our biological clock is ticking.
Yeah, and
he shouldn't want to be no grandpa dad.
You're right.
Because he needs to be active. But I just think I feel really bad for always being annoyed with men thinking that they just don't want to do right. But really, they were never sold the dream to have this thing in the first place. The women were sold that.
It's a fact.
Wow.
It's a fact.
That's something that I think a lot of us have no idea, that he doesn't want to do this. We think that he wants us.
Women, and then I wonder if that has anything. Well, he wants you. He just don't want all the things you want.
I know, but what's the difference?
And then I wonder, there's a big difference.
Oh,
and I wonder if that's what the whole problem is. I got sidetracked.
Well, I think that we need to have a survey.
Boys wasn't told right, and the women was, and I wonder. This is what I was going to say, and I wonder if that's part of why they say women mature faster, because I would really like to do a little more research on the scientific part of why women are more mature mentally than men. I ain't saying biologically, I'm saying mentally. They say that, but is it because of how they were raised? Because they've been raised early, as you like to say, sold, the term you like, they've been sold on what life becomes and what it's really about, and the boy hasn't.
Like by the age of 5.
Yeah,
I think it's even planted in schools. Like they get the little kitchenettes in school and daycare, and like get in there and play like you're cooking and you're in the kitchen. And I mean, there's the Barbies and the babies and changing. I mean, that's what we're giving right away. We're not giving anything else. Like, here's the arts and craft, or here's how to paint. I mean, we're not giving nothing but these tools, the car, all that. The Barbie stuff. We're sold at a very early age.
He ain't thinking about that. He's thinking about that Lamborghini, but only he's in it, and he's hitting corners. He's burning rubber, and the girls is there. Oh yeah, they're included in his vision, but it ain't with 2 kids in the back.
Well, eventually, Barbie and Ken did start having kids in the mix because they did because they probably thought Ken was trying to run off. So I'm sure,
but maybe not, because in dolls they stay the same shape. They got the same hair. Nobody gains weight.
Oh my gosh! So then, what can be done? Should there not be more emphasis on the males to prepare them for creating these families and these things that are, is this why there's so much broken families and single moms? Nobody signs up to be a single mom for sure.
Yeah, right.
That's just like the worst.
Right.
And if your grandparents were married and great-grandparents, I mean, everybody's been married up until now, you feel like something's wrong with you, because why was it a thing for your parents and your grandparents and why was it always a thing up until, I don't even know what generation it is. Is it ours? I think the brokenness started with us.
80s, you think?
Yes.
The 70s, the black, and I'm speaking of the black family, that unit was powerful in the 70s.
Right.
It was still powerful.
Yeah.
It may have been ours.
Yeah, I think we broke it.
I think it may have been the 80s.
And we can't say that our parents were happy, but at least they were married.
At least they was married. Yeah, see how you put the emphasis on marriage?
Yes.
They wasn't happy, but they was married.
Right.
Now that's saying something right there.
Okay.
You know why? Because you was sold marriage as a little girl.
Yeah. At least, no woman wants a man to be okay with having a baby with her, but not wanting to marry her. That's the worst feeling in the world. Like, this is a lifetime thing too, this kid, but you don't want the lifetime commitment of the marriage. It's the worst for a girl. She wants to know that this man, if he would plant his seed in her, he would marry her. That's the woman's thing.
Yeah.
And I would think that a man would be like, she set me up, because she's not the one that I would marry. We're just messing around and now she's pregnant, and it just feels like, okay, she probably does want me to be committed to her, but that's not even who I want. It's just such a sad scenario.
That's why in the beginning when we started talking, I think it's a war of what we were raised with, what they told us as youngsters versus nature. To me, I said it a while ago, and I believe it still is. It really is. Steps to getting to being a family or being married, they never got that far. When they told the boys things, we just never got that far.
So whose responsibility is it to get this going so that it just doesn't keep being a thing?
It's out of hand.
Yeah. Somebody needs to I
don't like saying it, but I want to say it's too late.
No.
I know that don't sound good, but I really want to say it. Let's look at society today. It's too late. There's too much contradiction. I hate to do it, but I really want to put a lot of it on the government. I really do. The contradiction, the deception and, keeping certain people, families broken up and setting them up, all the propaganda. It's like, I don't know. It's just, today you can wake up and be whatever you want to be. We're allowing people to change the definition of things, right? Like, what is the family now? 2 men call themselves a family. 2 women get together and call themselves a family. We're allowing people to change the definition. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Government dictates things, and we all know that, right?
Yeah.
They say it's the black man who's not in the household. He's the one gone. That's the problem. But wouldn't the black man be gone if the government drafted and took the man out the house anyway? He's not there anyway. What's the difference if he ain't there?
You mean drafted to the military?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking everything's blamed on, black people, the black man. I'm kind of pivoting a little bit there, but I'm just saying, I just feel like they say that these kids are messed up because the black male or father isn't in the household. Mm-hmm. But what's the difference when if he drafts, or not even draft, just, takes them to the military? If men leave at the military, is he in the household then? Mm-hmm. So, they leave the woman there to raise the male child the best she can. And he picks up all these feminine ways from his mother. And then he goes out in society emotional as hell. The dude steps on his foot and the little boy shoots him. His emotions are so high. But anyway, yeah.